First of all, what's Nick Turner's status?
He quit the team.
Okay. Did you guys talk about it at all, or that just?
He came in, said he didn't want to play, and thought it was a good choice because he hadn't been practicing hard. Sources say, if you talk to the student paper, and the source is Darius Willis because he's got the Alger guy's number in his phone, so that's the source. They don't say sources anymore; just call the guy's name. If there's sources, I would assume that's the source if he's speaking for anyone. Anyway, I always talk about guys that aren't here. He came in, came to practice Monday, dressed, and then took his clothes off, went home. Came in Tuesday, said he didn't want to play. Said, I've been thinking about it for about a month or two, and I said, well, the way you're practicing, that's why you weren't starting at running back. That's why we put you on defense. You hadn't made any clicks there. That's why we had you on special teams, took you all special teams, because he's been going through the motions. Because it's not physical. He's a nice kid. He's got good talent. He's a smart young man. I just don't know if he wants to play. Kind of thought it was a good choice. Wished him well. Had no issues. You know. That being said, though, too, Antonio Banks and Merlandez Harris both quit the team this week. They decided they'll pursue other choices. One of those young men is academically ineligible as we speak. We kept him on scholarship to help him. He decided to quit. The other guys had some team suspensions, so no big deal with those two. And we had an issue with the young man that was arrested. So Peter St. Ford is indefinitely suspended. So now can we talk about Illinois and the guys that are practicing?
Sure.
How did the guys practice?
Really good. Good attitude, working hard. Seniors got really challenging those guys, kind of lead, pick it up. They're kind of responsible, starting getting those guys going. And when I say seniors, I'm talking about Plogels and Will Matties or Damishes or the quarterbacks, Ed and Dusty. Guys are kind of leading. So kind of get those guys in charge if we got a little glitch. So, I mean, the guys have battled. Thought we had good. I mean, thought last week we had a good week of work. Thought it showed a little bit in practice. Still not what, or in the game, still not what we want. I thought, again, today, yesterday, today, even Monday, thought kids have responded. We've worked them positively, but we're also telling them the only way to get better is to keep working hard. So I like their attitude. I think some old guys are helping us a little bit, and I really thought I've had a good week from Max and Ted, asking those guys to pick it up. And so we'll see as we move forward. I think the week's been good. It's going to be a great challenge. We've got a heck of a team coming in, but this has been a good week, and it's pleasing. It's good to see.
And we talk. Go ahead.
I was going to say, where's Ed's ankle at? I know that it was.
You know, good. He did a lot more today, and again, I don't know if we're into, again, I don't think either one of them's, really that much different. I don't think one's farther. I thought Dusty did well the other day in a kind of a big game without a lot of help. I don't know if that separates. In practice, I don't know if we take those quarterbacks full go run it like just with true, scrambling for your life when it's heated pressure, although we did do some live situations he was in. We tried to get a lot of work with Trey, though, as well. So not trying to make it a three-headed monster. We'll see if we can get him going a little bit, the young guy. But Ed looks good. He's definitely practiced. Dusty's still gotten the bulk of it. We'll see. You might get them all. And I haven't really spoke to the offensive coaches. I would assume we'll start as of this second with Dusty. But again, Ed looked good enough today. We'll probably talk about tonight and see if it changes.
Same question. Yeah, that was the same question.
He got going a little bit today. He just got hit in practice, and again, we're not doing a tackle drill, but a full go kind of hit deal. Got hit head on with Jeff Thomas. Did go today. First work he's kind of had since then. That happened a week ago Tuesday, and he missed a full week. So even though it wasn't like an earth-shattering blind shot, and he didn't snap his head on the turf, he got dinged pretty good. Didn't come off of it well, but he is working. He did go with our workout and stuff we did this morning with the guys and what we did this afternoon. He's done a little, and he's not had setbacks. He did try to go into last week. He did try to go a little Monday, and he seemed to regress. Didn't do much yesterday. Today looked pretty good. So we'll see. But again, Stephen Houston, Matt Perez has gotten the bulk, and then we've kind of, as we had in spring, we got the David Blackwell kind of tuned up as an emergency based on D'Angelo's stats.
You talk about the guys that aren't here, but the guys that are here, do you see a real difference between guys that have definitely bought into what you're selling and the guys that still aren't?
I don't know. Again, my sell is I don't like where we're at, and I don't have excuses other than working hard and good attitudes. It's the only thing we do short term, and we'll keep staying with our. Trying to find some things offensively in the run game to get it going. Defense, we got to keep building. Kicking game, we've gotten away with some mistakes. Got to keep cleaning up. So at the same time, I think it's disappointing to me when you say what we're doing. It's disappointing to me that I'm coming up being on 10 months this week that I've been here, and I've dealt that first month with our current team. I didn't recruit. That we still don't play as hard as we can play, and we still don't because we don't. And it's not talent. To go out there and fly around, to have the lows that we talk about, and watching guys gear down when the play's going on and stuff, accelerate, and finishing a block, finishing a catch, finishing a play as a runner, as a defender, whatever. Same deal, just playing physical, knocking guys down. So the values that we talk about on our walls are still words. Yep. And that being said, we tried to address that with them in a positive way. That it's time for you to take ownership, and we're saw a couple things this week I thought was pretty neat. in some activities and not getting too detailed, where things were explained one time and you get it right. And we've been asking and talking, and it's not our talent level still holding us back from where we can be. We can always improve our talent level. We can talk about recruiting. We can talk about player development. But it's disappointing as a coach that I haven't gotten these guys to play, and that's my job. And we've tried different avenues. Nothing is ignited yet. We've tried an approach a couple weeks. It looked a little bit better last week. I see some players short term, but the real proof is going to be on Saturdays when we go against an opponent and take the fear factor out and go and attack opponent and play with the values that we're talking about, because we still have not done those things.
You guys, as the week's gone on, you still thinking about a little more potential playing time for Trey?
Well, I mean, we need to. I mean, again, we kind of got him out there, and we're not into masquerading. You can come up with fake injuries, and maybe, knock on wood, I hope he doesn't. I mean, guys do get injured, but he's played in a point now where, to me, our deal was we've just been in some close games. And, you're sitting there, all of a sudden it's a one possession game. You put a young guy, critical mistake, does it haunt you? Because we have been nip and tuck in some games. So, and irregardless of who the quarterback was, the run blocking hasn't been that well. The tight end blocking hasn't been that well. And, the other two guys are better throwers than he right now. So if we're running more passing style offense, it blends more for Ed and for Dusty. So I think as the line keeps coming, and hopefully will as the season moves, and again, not that Trey's our wildcat, but as the line keeps coming, hopefully you'll see Trey. We need to play him. We've played him. We've got to move on. We've talked about, do you move him a little at receiver just to kind of keep working? But that being said, does that regress from the quarterback? It's a balance there. We made a choice early, thought he gave us some things in run game as the season played out. So far, our line hasn't given us the run game we need. Maybe Trey can be an add to that, but it's, again, just like say, I think Rod said the other day, he said, we just got to pull the trigger and start doing it. Still, though, it's not Dusty and it's not Ed. It's a combination of the whole offensive group. So we'll see. But again, we've worked him a lot this week, and he's been a lot better this week than last week as a practice player. He's had a good week for him.
You mentioned Houston earlier, I guess. What do you feel like he's done for you guys so far, and has he done everything you want him to do on and off the field, I guess?
Well, he's for the most part now. Them backs are all temperamental, and when they get the ball and they're playing a lot, they feel good. When they're not, so as D'Angelo's doing good, he's moody and mad, and vice versa. Now that he's gotten his shot, took advantage. He's got a little more pep in his step. I think that's the uniqueness of Dusty and Ed Wright. They kind of play off each other, and they kind of it's not a personal deal, but where I'm mad at you or I'm mad at you, we're both pushing each other. And I think those young backs are still a little bit of ego. Like, I want to be the guy, I want the carries, I want the ball. So right now things have went Stevens' way. His practice habits have been great for 2 weeks. But that being said, I did see Matt Perez picking it up a lot this week. But I think again, our Dylan McCullough said we've not had back-to-back 2 good practices out of a running back group in a long time. So we're trying to get those guys just to come to work, keep bringing it. And that's just a product of being a young team and a product of getting guys to understand our values. We still are a work in progress doing simple things. But as we're gaining, and we've had a great week of practice, playing a heck of an opponent, be a big challenge. We'll see what we got Saturday. Good.